Tuning into Radio Nagarik 96.5 आवाज नागरिकको I'm your proud and loud voice Nishma and अलिकति धेरै नै डुबे जस्तो छ बिम्बा आकाश भन्ने गीतमा. Of course the whole song is very soulful and we'll move on with the show. The show goes on air every Wednesday 7 to 8 p.m. I hope you all are having a great evening. The Lounge is one of those shows which goes live every Wednesday 7 to 8 p.m. and we have people from various fields. We have artists, musicians, bloggers, foodies, everyone. र आज मसँग जो हुनुहुन्छ उहाँ चाहिँ एकदम नेपालीमा एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट हुनुहुन्छ नेपालीमा है. उहाँको शब्द के भन्छ चयन इज लाइक सो मच म अहिले नै इन्टिमिडेटेड भइसकेँ. मलाई डर लागिरहेको छ उहाँसँग नेपालीमा कन्भर्सेसन गर्न. बट आई होप शी इज नट भेरी स्ट्रिक्ट विथ मी. वी हेभ अ भेरी सोलफुल सिङ्गर. हर भोइस, हर लिरिक्स, everything that she writes is so deep. We already have a lot of followers who are talking about her lyrics and how it has affected them and everything. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together for Bartika Yamrai. Hi Bartika.
Hi Nishma.
What's up? के छ हाल खबर? ठिकै छ. All good?
All good. How about you?
ठिकै. काठमाडौँको धुलो is like, I feel like I'm living inside a धुलो because maybe I travel so much. आज अलिक बढी नै राइड गऱ्यो होला त्यही भएर. What about you?
You look gorgeous. It's okay.
Thank you so much. You're looking awesome too.
I'm looking a little tired. It's
okay. You must be. So how is Nepal treating you?
Nepal is awesome as always.
Awesome as always. Alright, so tourहरु कस्तो भइराछ?
अलिकति हेक्टिक छ तर राम्रै भइराछ. सबभन्दा importantly चाहिँ I'm finally getting to see some of the listeners who've been texting me for a while and who've been virtually talking to me for a while. So त्यो connect चाहिँ it has been kind of like
in person भयो अब
चाहिँ. अलिकति it's been अलिकति emotional पनि तर it's been अलिकति एकदमै reassuring. Also अलिकति खुसी खालके.
Okay. So how many shows have you done until now?
अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ हाम्रो 4वटा show सक्यो. It was Kathmandu, Butwal, Pokhara, Chitwan.
Wow, you've been traveling then.
Yeah. I haven't even I think I've been here only for 10 days.
Hazır.
I've done 4 shows.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's been crazy.
Okay. So to all our listeners, if you didn't know, Radio Nagarik is one of those radio stations which goes live in YouTube as well. So if you are around your gadget, type Radio Nagarik 96.5 live if you want to see Bartika, me, our studio. If you have any questions for her and if you have any messages, please let me know. I'll read it out to her. I'll let her know how much you love her. We already have Sandeep Shrestha who is from Biratnagar and he is looking forward to your concert in Dharan. If
thank you, Biratnagarदेखि धरान चाहिँ अलिक टाढै छ है. तर thank you.
No, I think for you they can do it. Okay, so let's move on with your life, with music and all the questions that I've prepared for you. So I want to know, how would you introduce yourself? So say for us, you are a soulful singer, a musician. What do you have to say about yourself? Introduction, Mase.
Well, if it's Bartika Imrai, that the image that I've portrayed musically, then I think I'm a songwriter. I think I'm a writer. म चाहिँ त्यस्तो लाग्छ. गाउनुमा चाहिँ मैले त्यस्तो डिसिप्लिन्ड भएर एकदमै धेरै प्र्याक्टिस चाहिँ गरेको छुइनँ. It takes a lot to be a singer, a musician. You have to practice every day for it. So that's not an accolade भनौँ कि that's not a title that I feel very deserving of. भन्दाखेरि अलिकति कस्तो weird पनि सुन्छ तर it is the truth. I think I can write more than I can sing, way more than I can sing. So म चाहिँ songwriter, writer.
Oh my god, I have to tell you this thing. When I listen to your song, I feel like कहाँबाट ल्याउनु हुन्छ तपाईले यस्तो शब्दहरू? What inspires you or what impacts on your lyrics so much?
I have been writing for a long time. पहिला म 19-20 years old, I also used to work in magazines in नेपालमा हुँदाखेरि. त्यसपछि म bachelor's गर्नु गएको. म सानोदेखि नै I read a lot. मेरो आमाजी she only gifted me books. Birthdays ma pani teenage huda चाहिँ it was really frustrating because I also wanted a closet full of dresses but that never happened. अनि एकदमै धेरै books मात्रै दिएर अनि तर राम्रो बानी चाहिँ पिक भएर अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ I started writing. त्यो अब आजकल चाहिँ बसेर I don't really choose my words very actively. त्यो चाहिँ more organical नै हुन्छ thankfully. So it's not really like बसेर के पनि गरेको चाहिँ होइन. Just it's really inspirations are all real life. Yतिकै like the faces that I see, the places I've been in, anything that happens, like strangers like देख्यो भने so it's very organic. Thankfully अहिलेसम्म चाहिँ अब के हुन्छ थाहा छैन पछि तर त्यस्तो बसेर चाहिँ सोचेको चाहिँ होइन त्यस्तो अब यो वर्ड लेख्नुपर्छ भने.
So do you really think that the books that your mother gifted you over the time बच्चा बेलादेखि नै उहाँले दिनुहुन्छ भन्नुभयो, do you think that is what has impacted on your
एकदम धेरै you have to read to be able to write. म चाहिँ I kind of in a way grew up in libraries किनभने मेरो आमाजी पनि टिचर हो, मेरो पापाजी पनि टिचर हुनुहुन्थ्यो अनि there were a lot of books जहिले पनि घरमा. So आमाजीको चाहिँ मेरो आमाजी चाहिँ नेपाली टिचर हो, एकदम धेरै उपन्यासहरू कविताहरूको सङ्ग्रहहरू चाहिँ हाम्रो घरमा भइरहेको थियो. मेरो पापाजी पनि he used to write anonymously यस्तो पोएट्रीहरू. So there's a lot of books growing up, like no kidding. So के पनि त्यो एस्केपै थिएन क्या अरू त्यो भन्दा
option
अब यस्तो आजकल जस्तो पनि थिएन. We did not have a lot of internet.
Of course.
Thankfully हैन. I think we were a lot more creative in that way. खेल्नु पनि गेमहरू आफै क्रिएट गर्नु पर्थ्यो, बत्ती कति जान्थ्यो. All these things. So escape अनि हामी hang out गर्ने पनि त्यस्तो कल्चर थिएन. Like हाम्रो पकेटमा नि यति थोरै हुन्थ्यो. Like there's no way we're going to hang out with people. अहिले जस्तो kids जस्तो.
True.
So it's the only escape was like books on books. अनि yeah, I think
okay. So if you guys are listening to me right now, I think reading books could be really good. And तपाईहरुले पनि आफ्नो छोराछोरीलाई भाइबहिनीहरुलाई यदि if you are really mesmerized by what Bartika does, maybe books हरु गिफ्ट गर्न थाल्नु भयो हुन्छ अथवा आफू पनि पढ्न थाल्नु भयो हुन्छ. It's a nice habit. Nice. How much do you read these days?
So unfortunately I haven't read as much as I would like to. But college ma हुँदासम्म पनि I had time, like summer break हुन्छ अनि winter break हुन्छ, so I could find the time to like work गर्दा पनि हुन्थ्यो. अहिले त it's like full-time jobs and it's एकदम difficult.
Okay, so time management गर्न reading को लागि चाहिँ अलिक difficult भइरहेछ. So you've been staying in New York. How long have you been there?
New York मा चाहिँ बसेको 2-3 वर्ष भयो.
2-3 वर्ष भयो.
त्यो म स्कुल चाहिँ एटलान्टामा गएको हो. So
oh, okay.
Graduate पछि I moved there.
Okay, maybe I should have asked like नेपाल छोड्नु भएको कति भयो भने.
नेपाल छोडेको चाहिँ 7 years जति भयो.
7 years.
6-7 years.
Okay, so do you have plans of coming back? And
I would like to at some point. तर student भएर गएको मान्छेहरुको भर्खरै 7 years is nothing for them. Like we go for 4-year courses. 7 years मा we're finally हामी drown भइसकेको छौं. Finally coming up for air. So बिस्तारै त्यस्तो कुराहरु चाहिँ बिस्तारै हुन्छ.
Okay, so we can expect you coming back to Nepal.
I want to. तर फेरि यस्तो पनि हुन्छ. Every time I leave Nepal, it's something different. मैले 4 years अगाडि leave गरेको नेपाल अनि 6 years अगाडि leave गरेको नेपाल is दुईटा different kind of Nepal.
Oh, wow.
Not in terms of like politically के भयो or like अब त्यो पनि तर पनि धुलोले के भयो, not in terms of that पनि. In terms of the things that नेपालमा मेरो 6 years अगाडि जति साथीहरु थियो, जति family थियो, same छैन अहिले. So there's a lot of questions.
Of course.
So त्यस्तो चाहिँ अब आउनु चाहिँ मन छ. There's a lot of things that depends on it.
Okay, so you're talking about personal level मा चाहिँ Nepal is a little different to you.
Yeah. I mean, always gorgeous and always beautiful and always home तर changing एकदमै rapidly. So yeah, they पनि हुन सक्छ. Like one dimensional मात्रै हुँदैन life को.
Of course, I understand.
धेरै आयामहरुमा भएपछि कुराहरुले it's going to affect a lot of things.
I'm sure. So we have a lot of people watching you live right now if you want to wave at them.
Hi.
Radio Nagarik, it is Awaz Nagarik Go. I'm a proud and loud voice Nishma and the show is The Lounge, which goes on air every Wednesday 7 to 8 p.m. We are in conversation with Bartika Yamrai. Welcome back, Bartika.
Thank you.
So ठीक छ, सन्चै हुनुहुन्छ? You're doing good?
Yep.
Okay, so हामीसँग एउटा एकदमै interesting question छ यहाँनिर. I see that question as a very interesting question. Where can I get your CD albums? Because I'm a collector of various music CD albums, so please I want to get one भन्नु आज सालिक जीले हाम्रो YouTube live मा. So if you want to
actually very fortunately चाहिँ हामीले Patton show हुँदैछ हाम्रो 19th मा Patton Museum मा. So for that show we are printing some CDs. We're I think only printing, I don't know, it's a very limited number of CDs. So त्यहाँ Patton Museum, if you can make it, then Salikji, you can get the CD.
Yeah, so Salikchile buznu bhayo hola. I think that was a very interesting question. There's one more question which I think you might want to answer. Is there any gigs beside the tour, beside the Ghar tour?
There will be some solo shows that are still in the talks.
So, okay, we haven't fixed anything. Okay, that's fine. So now we'll move on with the questions that I have for you. Tour ko kura garदै नै छौं. Who came up with the name Ghar?
So Ghar भन्ने चाहिँ most of my songs, मेरो songs र मेरो albumहरुको theme नै it's around Ghar, it's around belonging, finding oneself or displacement and stuff like that. मेरो एउटा गीतको नाम पनि घरै हो.
हजुर.
पहिला चाहिँ त्यो गीतको नाम यादहरु थियो. सो त्यसरी नै हामीले चाहिँ टुर अनाउन्स गर्ने बेलामा मलाई मेरो अर्गनाइजरले do you have a title भन्दा चाहिँ I thought it was appropriate to name it Ghar. Yes. It was also like मेरो आफ्नै सिंगलहरुको मेरो आफ्नै ओरिजिनल म्युजिकको चाहिँ फर्स्ट टाइम नेपालमा टुर हो. सो त्यसैले पनि it felt right किनभने कति 4-5 वर्ष भयो घर नआएको. सो it felt very right to name it Ghar.
Surely does. The poster it looks very beautiful, by the way.
That's all done by Aman Shashta.
Okay.
Tour Life guys and all these guys, my fabulous organizers. Shout out.
Okay, so Tour Life like shout out dinu bhayo wale. So how did music start?
Music चाहिँ मैले धेरै भयो गरेको. अब भन्नै पर्दा I was 7 years old when I first started singing with my mother.
Oh wow.
तर यता सिनमा चाहिँ म 2010-11 तिर म बोर्डिङ स्कुल गएको. So I was there for 9 years. त्यहाँबाट निस्केपछि 2010-11 मा I was in the scene. तर हाम्रो scene चाहिँ त्यति बेला was very dominated by metal मात्रै नै थियो.
हजुर.
त्यस्तो accepting थिएन. अनि तर we were at the center of एकदमै नै creative revolution, evolution, एकदमै center explosion भइरहेको थियो त्यति बेला.
हजुर.
So त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ I started scene मा चाहिँ.
Okay. So what kind of trainings have you taken? बच्चा बेलामा कसरी rehearse गर्नुहुन्थ्यो अथवा अहिले पनि कसरी rehearse गर्नुहुन्छ? I'm sure a lot of people would like to know that.
Training चाहिँ मैले खासमा most of it is self-taught except for some एकदमै नै fabulous techniques जुन चाहिँ मलाई पहिला चाहिँ मेरो आमाजीले एकदमै नै force गरेर eastern voice सिकाउनु भएको.
हजुर.
For 3 or 4 months. गुरुदेव कामत भन्ने हुनुहुन्छ. गुरुको बागबजारतिर थियो पहिला. I don't know where it is now. And I learned some western voice for like 1 or 2 months from Shriti Pradhan. This fabulous, like absolutely like amazing teacher and a musician. अनि उहाँले चाहिँ मलाई सबै टेक्निक सिकाउनु भयो. उहाँले चाहिँ वेस्टर्न भोइस सिकाउनु भएको. अनि मैले अलिकति गिटार चाहिँ रोशन शर्मा, उहाँले चाहिँ चतुरङ्गी पनि बजाउनुहुन्छ, उहाँबाट सिकेँ. जन दाई. It's all like 1 month, 2 month. अनि मैले किज चाहिँ उपेन्द्र लाल बाट सिकेको. सबै like it was all cut short. Like म यस्तो डिसिप्लिन चाहिँ थिएन unfortunately. अनि कतिचोटि चाहिँ पैसा पनि थिएन यस्तो अफोर्ड गर्ने because I was like doing a lot of things. अनि त्यो म्युजिकै गरेर बस्ने भनेर. अनि nobody took it seriously. The full time कहिले पनि गरेन. डर पनि लाग्यो. All these things. तर यस्तो chop वेमा सिकेको.
Okay, so सानो गरेर सिक्नु चाहिँ भएको छ.
So it was एकदमै नै instrumental for me. Like 1-2 months भयो पनि 4-5 वटा क्लास भयो भने मैले एकदम धेरै सिकेँ.
Of course, I'm sure if you went to amazing teachers, केही न केही राम्रै भयो होला. So how many instruments do you play?
म चाहिँ keyboard बजाउँछु अनि guitar. तर दुईटै basic हो. Still like nothing magical about it. I can sing with it. I can play band or song with it. There's nothing magical that I can do with it.
Okay. So you said you learned music with your mother. So your family is musical?
My family is very, very musical. They're not like professional musical. मेरो आमाजीहरु, I grew up in a joint family. अनि मेरो आमाजीको साइडको बहिनीहरु उहाँहरुसँग I grew up. उहाँहरु चाहिँ एकदमै हामी grow up गर्दाखेरि एकदमै competitive अन्ताक्षरी खेल्ने. एकदमै competitive क्या. कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ in fact उहाँहरु आफैले आफैसँग पनि खेल्ने. त्यस्तो like it's another level. Not kidding.
Wow.
अनि मेरो आमाजी चाहिँ I remember the first memories I have is म 6-7 हुँदा त्यतिबेला चाहिँ रेडियो म चाहिँ एकदम रेडियोको फ्यान हो by the way.
Oh, nice.
So it's great to be at a radio show.
Thank
अनि
you.
आमाजीले चाहिँ यस्तो रेडियो सुन्दाखेरि त्यतिबेला pause forward nothing के पनि थिएन. त्यतिबेला बेसिक रेडियो नै थियो. ट्रान्जिस्टरहरु भन्दा अलिकति मुभ हुँदै थियो. अनि आमाजीले त्यस्तो गीत सुनेर मलाई बोलाउनुहुन्थ्यो. यहाँ चाहिँ त के सुन्दैछस् भनेर अनि म ट्रान्सक्राइब गर्नु पर्थ्यो के लिरिक्स त्यतिबेला. Because Googleहरु थिएन. ट्रान्सक्राइब गर्नुहुन्थ्यो अनि मलाई सोध्नुहुन्थ्यो तैँले के सुनिस् यो पार्टमा भनेर because गइहाल्थ्यो क्या गीत. So त्यसरी चाहिँ मैले आमाजीसँग सिकेको अनि अन्ताक्षरीमा यो गीत गाउनुपर्छ भनेर. ल अब for example I feel like one of the first songs I sang was तुझसे नाराज नहीं भन्ने हिन्दी गीत नर्सिजन शाहको मुभीको. अनि त्यो गीत चाहिँ सिकेर कण्ठ पारेको आमाजीले मैले त्यसपछि अनि कहिले चाहिँ तबाट आउँछ भनेर वेट गरिरहेको हुँदाखेरि त्यस्तो
Just so that you could sing
भएर,
that song.
yeah.
Wow, that's really. I think you're a very fun kind of family.
Yeah, I have a very fun, like crazy kind of family.
Oh, that's very great.
Thank
So
you.
your mother's influence looks very heavy in your life.
Yes.
It is. एकदम पढाइमा पनि lyricsमा पनि सबैमा हैन. So we have a very interesting question, I would say. Who do you think is a very promising musician band in Nepalese music? निश्चल बज्रले सोध्नु भएको छ यो प्रश्न.
Promising. Well, there's a lot of like things like कस्तो वेमा promising, like commercial, like indie, like viability, whatever. मलाई चाहिँ एकदमै मन पर्ने अहिलेको musician चाहिँ Jarsha Rai, Yugal Gurung. Like I like these indie contemporary people.
Okay.
Yeah, I love them. They're solo acts.
So it's them.
Yeah, they're also doing some shows in Kathmandu, by the way. They're in Kathmandu. They're
they're in
based by
Kathmandu. Okay, that's very great. I hope Nishal got his answer. He actually has one more very interesting question. Which one is your current favorite lyric that you've written and why?
I can't really choose the story.
Come on, you can do it.
I can't, man. I like parts of different songs. So I like एउटा उमेरको part which goes like ukale ukalo ukale ukalo छ भन्ने part चाहिँ I like that line. Yeah, I hope he knows what line I'm talking about.
So निश्चलजीले सोध्नु भएको दुईटै क्वेसनको आन्सर पाउनु भयो जस्तो लाग्यो. So मैले एउटा क्वेसन सेट गरेको छु, but it's on the same lines as Sandeep Shrestha has asked a question. इन्फ्लुएन्सको बारेमा सोध्नु भएको छ उहाँले. इन्स्पिरेसनको बारेमा क्वेसन मैले पनि यहाँ सेट गरेको छु. Who is your idol, inspiration and influence for music?
त्यस्तो चाहिँ मैले अघि भनेको जस्तै म चाहिँ आई पिक इट अप फ्रम म त एकदमै बेसी थिङ्क गर्छु अनि म एकदमै इन्सपायर्ड मान्छे पनि हो.
हजुर.
लाइक म इन्स्ट्रुमेन्टहरूमा बेसिक भए पनि म एकदमै नै इन्सपायर्ड एकदमै नै प्यासनेट मान्छे छु. त्यसैले लाइक आई डु वाट आई डु. त्यसैले मेरो इन्सपिरेसन चाहिँ इट्स नट अ सिङ्गल पर्सन. मैले एउटा मान्छेको लागि गीत लेख्न थाल्यो भने नि इट बिकम्स अबाउट 10 डिफ्रेन्ट पिपल. सो इट्स मेनी डिफ्रेन्ट पिपल, प्लेसेस, लाइक आई सेड, that have been in my life that I cannot be in, that I've met, that I've forgotten, that I've left, that who've left me. It's a big mixture. So like there's not a single person.
Not a single person. Maybe many situations भन्नु भयो होला यहाँले.
Situations they पनि हुन सक्छ त्यो, like coming of age, like falling out with a friend, death in the family, like you know, like something like एउटा social conditioning के गरेको situation, anything like.
Okay.
Pick it up.
Wow, you sound so deep, man. म एकदम सुन्दै मेरो दिमागमा 10 वटा क्वेसन आइसक्यो. I am probably on the same lines. म चाहिँ अब मेरो बारेमा सुन्न धेरै रुचाउनु हुन्न होला, त्यही पनि मेरो चाहिँ since you're inspired you get very active. So म चाहिँ जब त्यसले इफेक्ट हुन्छु I am quiet के. म चाहिँ त्यो I really wish I was on the opposite side so that I could write maybe some meaningful things or maybe make a music or something like that, but that is so deep, so deep for me.
यस्तो हुन्छ लाइक म पनि लाइक इन्सपायर्ड भएर लाइक आइ एम अ भेरी क्वाइट पर्सन एक्चुली. म यस्तो बोल्नुपर्छ बिकज अब मैले कति धेरै ठाउँमा हुँदा आई अल्सो हेभ टु टेक डिफ्रेन्ट पर्सनालिटिज, बी अ होस्ट समटाइम्स whatever. तर आइ एम अ भेरी क्वाइट पर्सन टु. अनि मैले यो गीतहरू त एकैचोटि यस्तो लेखेको होइन, लाइक आई राइट इट इन अ रुम बाई माई सेल्फ, एउटा डार्क ठाउँमा एक्लै लेख्छु, एक्लै गाउँछु. एन्ड देन इफ आई फिल लाइक a few months later, a few years later, I feel like, oh, I'm like, अब चाहिँ stagnation भयो, maybe this song can grow. Then I'll be like, oh, let's find a collaborator. Because I'm not magical with, like I said, technically म एकदमै adept छुइनँ. किनभने मैले प्र्याक्टिसै गरेको छुइनँ. So I cannot just become, you know, phenomenal, like instrumentally if I have not practiced. So I'll be like, oh, let's find a collaborator so that this song can grow. So that happens much later. Like when you're inspired, like I'm by myself in my room, just singing to myself. Okay. So it's like a process.
It's a process.
It happens.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome back. You're tuning into the coolest Megahertz 96.5 Radio Nagarik. It is Awaz Nagarik. I'm your proud and loud voice Nishma, and the show is The Lounge, which goes on air every Wednesday, 7 to 8 p.m. And tonight we are in conversation with none other than Bartika. Welcome back.
Thank you again.
Okay. Are you fine? Tiksa, sorry.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so we have a lot of people who are watching you in YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. And if you are just listening, you don't know, Radio Nagarik is one of those radio stations which goes live on YouTube as well. So you can type Radio Nagarik 96.5 live. Come over and watch Bartika, watch me, watch our radio station, and ask us any questions if you have for her, me, or anyone. You know, you can just come over and be interactive. So, Bartika. So if you're staying नेपाल भन्दा बाहिर बसिरहनु भएको छ नि त यहाँले हैन सो नेपाल बाहिर हुँदाखेरि नेपालीहरू भेट्नुहुन्छ नि अहिले त बिकज maybe a lot of people a lot of people know you now because of your music. So what is it like to meet Nepali people outside?
It's the same actually. त्यस्तो खालको डिफरेन्ट त हुँदैन
हजुर
म चाहिँ एकदमै सेक्लुडेड भएर पनि बस्दिनँ मेरो साथीहरू पनि छ म बस्ने ठाउँमा चाहिँ so I do meet like my gang a lot of like जहिले पनि so it's not really हामीले I think अलिकति एकदम ग्ल्यामराइज गर्यौँ यो कुरालाई तर it's all like ठिकै same fine.
Okay, so it's the same. So you do a lot of concerts or shows there as well?
एकदमै धेरै चाहिँ गर्दिनँ. I do space out my shows. किन म full time चाहिँ म्युजिक गर्दिनँ
हजुर
तर गरिरहन्छु. That's much more than I have ever done here.
Oh, that's great. So you have a lot of Nepali people coming over for your shows there.
I have a select group of people all over the world who listen to me and who come to my shows.
Oh, that's nice.
Ekdamai respectful हुनुहुन्छ मेरो listeners चाहिँ. Thankfully, because I've seen all sorts of listeners. I've also been all sorts of listeners. There are other select group of people.
Okay, so full-time music gardina bhanihalnu bhayo. So what do you do apart from this?
I do accounting.
Oh.
Auditing. It's not that bad.
Oh no, I'm actually very impressed because I'm not very good with numbers. If that is what accounting is.
It's also a little bit of law and it's a little bit of numbers. It's a mixture of both those.
That sounds cool. You just made accounting sound so very cool.
It's it's not that bad.
So you haven't completed your studies yet?
My bachelor's undergrads I've done it. I'm working. I haven't gotten my license, which is the CAA license. त्यो चाहिँ मैले गरेको छुइनँ बिस्तारै
आउँथ्यो चाहिँ. Okay, that's very great. So what would you be doing? भन्नाले म्युजिक नगरेको भए तपाईँ त्यही अमेरिकामा you'd be doing accounting. That is my next question.
And I'd go crazy if I just do accounting. I'd have to do something to maybe writing. Just writing.
Yeah. I also read somewhere that you were very interested in theater or something like that.
Yeah, very, very interested in theater.
Oh, so please tell me
theater
something
about you can't do it like half-heartedly.
So did you try half-heartedly and it didn't happen? Or?
Theater ma actually, like I said, I was in boarding school for 9 years. I asked my mother if I could take a gap year. And Amaji wanted me to study medicine. And we had this conversation, I still remember. She was like, medicine part. And I was like, very like, ekdam tere think korsu. So if like there's an accident on the table, then I can't really work forever. And she was like, okay, then writing part. So I don't know how that happens with my mother. It's like medicine and writing. So I was like, interesting. But I was like, so I'll take a gap year and I've wanted to do a lot of things. So I'm going to try to do those things and I'll come back to you and tell you what I want to do. So I want to do theater too. The theater Gurukul matra थियो. You had to be full-time committed to Gurukul which makes complete sense at this point of time. I was a 19-year-old. And
you were not happy with that.
It's more looking at workshops. And I just came from boarding school and I'm not going to go into another... Still, I gave it up. But still very interested. I did theater in college. But I worked with the crew more with the music. Love theater. Love theater.
So if you you are not doing anything related to theater, Aile, are you? Or
sadly, no.
Will we ever see you doing anything like that? Theater,
maybe. Huna saksa. Theater, films, same category.
Okay, so we can expect you in movies.
Yeah. So maybe the crew like much more than I think.
No, I'm talking about like on camera, not just the crew, but
maybe of course, maybe like. I have these collaborators in New York, who are into films, and we do writing together. So we might work together. But I don't know if it's going to be like a commercial flick. It's probably going to be like more indie.
Anything. Okay, so just airness is fine, sir. That is what.
If my हजुरले हेर्नु पाउनुहुन्छ पक्का
Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I like that you have that kind of plan as well. And I also like that Unsani, how you're quiet at time and this way. That was cool. Yeah. So what is your favorite song of yours? Ab lyrics ko tai kura bhayalyo. I want to know what is your favorite song?
You pani same question bhairachha haina tara mero lagi because I can't really choose. I can't choose to say because these are like all like my kids in a way. If I get like attached like that, if I get attached like that, it's like that. If I want to get detached, I have to get detached completely. So I can't like be in the middle. तर आजकल चाहिँ लाइभमा गाउनु चाहिँ एकदम रमाइलो चाहिँ निदरी भन्ने गीत चाहिँ एकदम रमाइलो भइरहेछ आजकल लाइभमा गाउनु चाहिँ बिकज I realized लाइभमा गाउँदा that of course मेरो गीतहरू अलिकति lyrically focused भएर अलिकति monotonous पनि छ कति टाइम्समा तर लाइभमा गाउँदा चाहिँ I think त्यो निदरीमा चाहिँ I can interact with the audience and they can sing with me.
Okay.
Although like there are some songs that they entirely sing it by themselves. त्यो पनि छ तर यो गीतमा चाहिँ it's much more fun to collaborate with them.
Okay. Yeah. They're all my babies. So, and I almost said that, and I realized all the stupid ones. Okay, I almost said that we all have our favorite babies, but that would be very stupid thing to say. Also, next question is, if that was if that they're all your babies, music is like bad song ta bhandina. Okay, one song of yours that needs a little improvement. If you could change,
improvement. It's like all these songs that I did are home recordings. I know. Mero sound engineer is ekdamai fantastic, like another level. Diwas Gurung is like crazy and very underrated too. So people should give more credit to him. He is phenomenal. It's all like home studio recordings. So I feel like Hola bhanne git it's also incomplete. It's 2 minutes ko matra git ho Hola bhanne. It's supposed to be longer than that. But anyway, I went ahead and recorded it, and he did it beautifully. I think that would be redone if our other time there. It's the way bhanne. It's also
so if
shorter.
you would re-record that.
I do like it as it is.
Also,
not the voice so much this month because it's supposed to be like the dynamics change ekdamai huncha. So you're supposed to have technically it's supposed to be sounder.
Okay, sounds good. So what is the toughest thing as a musician Nepali industry ma from where you see?
There's a lot of things musicians go like in Nepali industry ma. But it's getting much better, so I don't want to be negative. There's a lot of people trying to take advantage of you. Tane kiti bhaira musician who is ekdamai difficult.
Okay.
Not a lot of. So a long time ago in 2010 2011 when I was following a lot of bands in Nepal, म चाहिँ magazine मा work गर्थेँ त्यतिबेला अनि म धेरै music को in charge हुन्थे. त्यतिबेला in a room full of your whole office space भरिको venue मा पनि barely 2-3 female musicians in the crowd.
True.
Nobody was headlining shows. Like अहिलेसम्म पनि I think it's really difficult. But it's more like अब त्यो केटी भएर केटा भएर भन्दा पनि of course you always have to follow good music. That doesn't matter. त्यो त त्यस्तै हो. त्यो feminism पनि त्यस्तै नै हो that you follow what you follow, you have to follow like राम्रो कुरा whatever. तर त्यस्तो थियो अनि so त्यो पनि अहिलेसम्म पनि challenging छ त्यो कुरा. तर it's changing and there's a lot of feminist men at the top too who will pull you up. So त्यस्तै दाइहरुले गर्दा चाहिँ मैले पनि अहिले टुर गरिरहेको छु है.
Okay.
So yeah. त्यस्तोहरु छ अरु पनि एकदम धेरै problems. I don't really want to be that negative.
No, it's okay.
Those are the main ones.
I think it's fine to talk about problems. Last time we had Sabin Rai in our show, and I asked him about problems or things, and he just casually said a lot of things about the industry. And I hope that people who are organizing shows or who are associated with the industry, because they are going to listen to this and your interview and listen to our conversation right now, I hope they improve or it changes something. That is my main motive of asking questions.
Yeah, so it's like commercially एकदमै dependent छ त्यो त हुन्छ तर अहिले भर्खरै हाम्रो एकदमै धेरै हाम्रो scene एकदम change भइरहेछ rapidly. The indie music मा एकदमै नै धेरै interesting कुरा भइरहेछ. It's like you have to get them, you have to focus on those people. You have to be futuristic. Like it's very like short term खालके models भनेर people are like like business models जस्तो त्यो मात्रै हुँदैन like you have to find like a middle way त्यस्तो पनि challenges छ there's also the challenge that एकदम हाम्रो I think हाम्रो industry हाम्रो countryमा चाहिँ we not just country world पनि होला तर we just like to categorize people like कस्तो भन्दिने we just categorize people like यो चाहिँ item song गाउने मान्छे हो यो चाहिँ YouTube artist हो यो चाहिँ just like categorizing people like that's not like enough like people have like I said it's not just one dimensional like there's a lot of dimensions and this is a category like you can put expectations or whatever and sign them or not sign them and so many challenges there are viability like short term
so you have to be futuristic is what you want
futuristic
okay. That was a very nice advice. I hope a lot of people are listening and they are futuristic now, especially about the music industry. You know? Welcome back. You're tuning into the coolest megahertz 96.5 Radio Nagarik. It is Awaz Nagarik ko. I'm your proud and loud voice Nishma and the show is The Lounge which goes on air every Wednesday 7 to 8 p.m. And today we are in conversation with futuristic Bartika Yamrai. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh, I think you like that name.
Thank you, futuristic Nishma. Futuristic voice, Nishma.
Futuristic voice, yeah. Thank you so much. So, there's a very interesting question here. Nimashre is asking, if I got that name right, when and what made you realize that you wanted to get your songs done? Like, अब चाहिँ यो गीतहरू रेकर्ड गर्नु पर्यो, publicly जानु पर्यो भन्ने कहिले र कसरी आँट आयो?
एकदमै interesting story छ. लामो पनि छ. This show
so
let's just say that 2015 ma Albatross ko dairko chai I followed Albatross ko dair धेरै पहिला when I was a writer in a magazine अनि 2015 ma उहाँहरुको न्युयोर्कमा show थियो अनि I was watching the show I was in it and I was just like it just messed me up so badly that I was like okay I'm going to record my songs now so that was एकदमै short matter it's a very long story but that's it.
Alright, I hope Nimashre got the answer and everyone else did as well. So that is how she thought. अब चाहिँ यो गीतहरू record गर्नु पर्यो, publicly जानु पर्यो. That is exactly what Nimashre has wrote there by the way. So my next question is एकदमै futuristic question. What is in future for Bartika Rise fans?
So funny way ma चाहिँ यो चाहिँ सबै के पनि छैन future ma it's just one step at a time, one day at a time. Like just keep going.
हजुर.
And then at one point when I look back there's going to be something significant that happened on the way.
Wow. Why do you have to be so deep all the time?
Sounded a little deeper than I thought it would, but...
Okay. So in terms of gigs and concerts that you are doing, because you're here for a short period of time, I'm sure you're going to run. I feel like हिजो जानु भएको थियो तपाई कता हुनुहुन्थ्यो हिजो?
हिजो चाहिँ हामी अस्ति एकदमै राति हामी we got back to Kathmandu so हिजो चाहिँ म काठमाडौँमा थिए अब फेरि भोलि चाहिँ we're going.
Where are you going? Where's the
next
gig?
We're leaving for Dharanमा हाम्रो Buzz pubमा छ Friday अनि Saturday दमकमा छ Shadows भन्ने loungeमा अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ we have a final show in Kathmandu at Pathan Museum on the 19th. This is the first time I'm announcing it by the way.
Okay. So I'm sure जति जनाले अघि दिन सोधिरहनु भएको थियो कन्सर्ट्सहरु गिग्सको बारेमा she's already said it. Actually फेरि रिपिट गरिदिनुस् न.
Friday चाहिँ Buzz pubमा धरान Saturday Shadows loungeमा दमक अनि त्यसपछि फर्केर आएपछि 19th मा चाहिँ Pathan Museumमा final show.
Final show. So that is going to be the last show before you leave. Okay, so that's that, guys. I hope you all got your answers. And there's a lot of question coming up, but I'm so sorry we cannot take any more questions. And also, I'm sorry she cannot sing here right now. I'm sorry we cannot do that. Do you want to say anything about that?
I'm just sorry about that. I hope to see you at Pathan Museum, Gita Dharan and Damak.
Yes, Pathan Shoma, Pathan Museum, right?
Yes.
Pathan Museum ma show cha. If you guys are in Kathmandu, because Kathmandu bada धेरै listeners hरुले questions सोधिरहनु भएको छ यहाँनिर. So if you guys are in Kathmandu, that is where she's going to be. And with that, it's time we leave the studio.
Can I just give a quick shout out to my fantastic collaborators? Adi is playing the guitars with me. Yuvash Vaidya is playing the keys with me. Rohan Magar is playing bass with me. Ani Sushantro is playing drums with me. Phenomenal, amazing musicians of the scene. Ani, thank you so much, guys.
Okay, so that's her team that she's talking about. उहाँसँग टुरमा हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरू. Okay, so टिकटको क्वेसन्सहरु एकदम धेरै आइरहेछ. Bartikaको पेजमा सबै डिटेल्सहरू हुन्छ नै or also I think Tour Life has their own page for events and everything, so please go check out the details in Facebook, Instagram, because we cannot give all the details here. I'm so sorry about that. The date for Patan Tour is 19th, right?
19th
Okay, so with that, it's time we leave the studio. Thank you so much, Bartika, for taking time. Anything you want to say to your followers, listeners, our viewers right now?
Thank you, Nishma, and thank you to all my listeners for being dope, respectful people and understanding people.
Tere Maya. Okay, Tere Maya, such a cute thing to say. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for about an hour. This was an amazing time. I heard some deep stuffs. Also, I hope that I can catch Bartika on 19th, Pata Museum. I'll just watch her show and have fun. So thank you so much again, Bartika, for coming. And I hope your tour is a very big hit. And I hope you come back to Nepal again and again because the tour is such a big hit.
Thank you, Nishma.
All right, so everyone, that's that. We had Bartika Yamrai in our studio. But you guys keep tuning in to Radio Nagarik 96.5.